Hello everybody, Corpulent Brony here. I know this is a bit different than most of my other videos, but I really wanted to make a video giving an update about some things, and this seemed like the best way to do it. I'm not going to be editing this very much, so I'm sorry for all of the filler language I use, and I'm sorry if I might pause a little bit. The only chance I'll ever possibly edit it is if I go off on some sort of unending tangent. I want to warn you that this video might contain some strong language and also some possibly unpopular opinions. Just please consider yourself forewarned if you continue watching. I wanted to start off with sort of a quick update about my life, personal life, things that have been happening that have actually affected the channel in some ways. Also, some other projects that I'm doing with some other groups of bronies in the community. I wanted to share with you so you guys knew what was going on. And then I'm going to start getting more and more controversial as I go on. I'm going to start talking about, I want to talk about the recent video from Jesse Wood, Drowning in Horseshoes, about him leaving the fandom. Probably also touch on, I guess Tommy Oliver also left the fandom. And finally, I'm going to close off talking about probably the most controversial thing I've ever talked about, and that is the whole keyframe or keygate issue that's been going on last week. First of all, personally, as you may or may not know, I do work full-time. I have a full-time salaried job. My business, I am an analyst. Okay, every day I go into the office and I look at numbers. You know, I run reports. I look at I design SQL-based reports. Pretty exciting, huh? But luckily the industry I'm in is pretty diverse, so it is pretty exciting, actually. I love it, man. I've been doing this type of thing for 12 years, or more than that, 16, 17 years, I don't know. A long time. I've never had any professional schooling, but recently I did graduate. I do have 2-year degrees. It's not much, but I now have two-year degrees in computer science and business administration. I feel really accomplished about that because I got these while attending work full-time, going to school part-time. It took me like 4 years to get these silly little degrees that I don't really think are worth as much as they could, you know, as a real bachelor's degree would be worth. But whatever, you know, I accomplished something. I made something happen, and that always feels good, obviously. I thought, you know, up until this point, so much of the video work I've been doing has really kind of eaten into my schoolwork, or vice versa. Schoolwork has eaten into the time I could have been using on videos. And I thought, you know, a few weeks, you know, about a month ago, when I graduated, I was like, yay, you know, I'm finally going to have some more time to devote to video work and to making these awesome analysis videos for everyone. But I don't know, it just hasn't worked out. It just seems like things are just as hectic as they used to be, even without the extra stress of school added onto things. I don't really know why. But in any event, school is over. Hopefully things will start to calm down as the summer goes on, and I'll be able to find that time to make some awesome videos for everyone. And I will continue doing episode reviews. I've had a number of collaborations with other analysts this season so far. A lot of them, though, have fallen through. The people I was going to collab with either dropped out or said, you know, things came up in their life, they couldn't do it. And it's, for me, I start working on the video as I sit down watching the episode for the first time. That's when I start working on a video. I start taking notes. As soon as it's over, I will usually hop in the other room. I might watch it another time depending on the episode, but I'll usually hop in there and start writing my script. So that's how I work. I just do it immediately. And the problem with collaborations is you're working with someone else, which means you have to rely on them. I've always had that issue. I don't know. Maybe I feel like so often when you're working with someone else, they can let you down, and it's very, I'm sure you guys know what this is like, you know, in your jobs, in school, when you're in groups, there's always someone who maybe doesn't pull their full weight. So far this season, I've really only had 2 collaborations that have made it to fruition into final videos, and that was the one with ANY Pony, who, by the way, is awesome to work with. I mean, I didn't have any of these issues with him, even with the time zone difference of like 6-7 hours. And the other one was with the Mayor Friend, and that's because, well, the Mayor Friend is local to me. It's It's real easy. She actually was there at watching the episode with me. We both watched it together for the first time. So that worked out really well. But I've had a number, maybe 3 or 4 other people who I've been planning on collabing with, because they've expressed interest. Hey, I want to do something with you. And then things fall through. I don't know. It's probably not their fault. So I don't want to name names and start pointing fingers at people. But this type of thing does hurt some of my videos. And this is what happened with the last episode, the Griffin episode, the one with Gilda in it. And to be honest, I'm not really happy with the episode, you know? My main drive in making the video for it was going to be doing it as a collab. And now I find out, you know, the person who I was going to be collabing with isn't going to be able to do it. So I don't really even want to make a video on it. It might be the first episode I don't release anything for. If you guys recall, I did some like Pony Palaver videos with the Marifriend, which were really fun. And they're more of a podcast type video. Both of those episodes, or 2 or 3 of those episodes, were going to be collabs too eventually. Like that was just, I was going to release a Pony Palaver right after the episode, and I was going to work on a collab and release that about a week later once the collab finished. But like I said, those didn't happen. So I'm sorry if you're looking for these analyses, reviews. I can say for the Griffin episode, it was okay. If you really want to see maybe more from me on it, I do a podcast every Saturday evening on Equestria Confidential. It's called the Equestria Now podcast. So, you know, I'll put a link somewhere for that if you want to check it out and see what I really think about it. It was okay. I mean, Griffins. Let me consult my notes. I do take notes. Okay, so that's sort of where I am, and where the channel is. I wanted to release this video today because I haven't released a video in a while. So, sorry about that. The next thing is Pony Tonight. As many of you know, I'm associated with this podcast group called Pony Tonight. We're doing pretty well. We get to talk to some pretty awesome people in the Brony community, and I'm loving it. You know, it's pretty fun. Hey, it's awesome. But I had an idea myself that, you know, this podcast, we've tried to get on different mediums to distribute the podcast. We're pretty happy with YouTube, though. I mean, YouTube's been pretty awesome. We used to be on Philadelphia radio, but there were some issues that they had with the podcast and with its content. So we kind of left, actually. We have the opportunity to be less free on the podcast and stay with Philadelphia. We decided, you know what, that wouldn't be fair to our listeners, so we left. That was months and months and months ago. Where I'm getting at, though, is I had this idea, you know, I'm looking at Ponyville Live, and I'm looking at all the radio stations they list there, all these Brony radio stations, and none of them really offer that sort of content that is at least not as extreme as Pony Tonight. And I'm thinking, you know, that's sort of a need in this community, you know. Maybe people would want to listen to a radio station that is able to say swear words once in a while, is able to play songs like this song I heard called I don't know, Clopper, or by Radix, or some of these other songs like I don't know, songs with bad words in that. I found tons of them. There's tons of Brony music that's got some possibly questionable words or even subject matter, you know, songs about like, I don't know, Celestia's flank or something. I mean, they're kind of silly, they're kind of joke songs, but you know, I'm not sure, some of these stations, they're really, a lot of their descriptions on Ponyville Live are like family friendly and PG. So I'm like, well, maybe there's a need in the community for something more adult. So I decided to, working together with a lot of the people in the Pony Tonight group, as well as some other Bronies in the Equestria Confidential group, so like people like, of course, Sheldon, Faith, Owen, Dylan, Mari J, who's awesome with music, Scootaloo, who's a DJ, and possibly, I'm sure there are some other people involved. I wanted to work together with these people to see if maybe we can fill that need. Maybe we can come up with a Pony Tonight radio station, right? An internet radio station. that probably will never be syndicated by Ponyville Live because of its content, but that will offer that to listeners. Not only that, but we could also offer programming like the Pony Tonight podcast on the radio station. And I'm working also with, we're working with like Fatty and Box Monster, who you guys probably don't know, but they're pretty cool. They've subbed in some of the podcasts before, of maybe, you know, having them create a show, or maybe some other shows. You know, Maury maybe might do a music show, you know, playing some songs and talking about them, or artists or something. I don't know, man. We'll see where it goes, but I think it's a pretty awesome idea. So for the past 2 weeks, honestly, instead of working on videos, I've been doing that. I've created a Unix virtual machine. I've created all the back end for it. I've built up, spent a ton of time compiling and debugging crap to get it up and running on the server. It's been a lot of work, but it's starting to come together. I mean, I have a stream up there now that's playing music, and I have a stream up there where I simulcasted something last night, or not simulcasted, but I broadcast a show that I downloaded last night on the radio station. It worked. So I'm very excited for this, you know, and I think it's going to be an awesome opportunity, and possibly you guys will get some enjoyment out of it as well. So that's where a lot of my recent effort has been going into. That's why there haven't been many videos. I know nobody even listens to Brony Radio, so why am I even doing this? I don't know. You know, it's just an awesome learning experience, to be honest. I haven't done stuff with Linux and Unix since I was a kid. That's what I used to do when I was younger. Next thing I want to touch on. All the people leaving the fandom, or at least making videos about leaving the fandom. We have Tommy Oliver, who's been planning on leaving the fandom, I know, since Apple, what was it, the last episode? Not the last one, the one with Troubleshoes, Appaloosa's Most Wanted. I know that episode rubbed him the wrong way, so much so that he's gonna just leave, he said. I haven't seen that video. I'm not a big fan of Tommy Oliver. To be honest, I never really watched many of his videos. He's a cool guy. I've got to interview him on, I think it was a Limbo podcast with some guy. Yeah, but anyway, he's pretty cool. But I just don't like his content. I mean, nothing against him personally. Anyway, where I'm going with this is that Jesse Wood, also known as Drowning in Horseshoes, also is leaving the fandom, and he released his Horseshoe finale the other day, which was hilarious. It was awesome. For the longest time, Drowning in Horseshoes, or Jesse Wood, has been one of my most favorite analysts in the fandom. Primarily because, as he said at the end of the video, it's a parody. All along, everything he's done has been a parody. And I thought that was kind of self-evident. What was awesome with his work was it was a parody. He was making fun of analysts. But you know what? At the same time, he was showing them up. He was showing them how you can really analyze the show and be entertaining. It was awesome. It was amazing what he did, and I think he's underappreciated for that. A lot of people in fandom hate him, and they misunderstand what he's doing, or they misunderstood what he did, and they think he's a troll or something. But there's more to it. I mean, then again, I'm the guy who loves Kimmy Sparkle too, and she's an obvious parody, although even a lot of bronies don't seem to even get that. So I really do understand where these people are coming from about the fans not understanding things, or the fans not getting what they're trying to accomplish. I know that, man. I know how that can feel, but at the same time, the people who listen and watch my videos, I don't really feel that sort of frustration with everyone. Maybe if I had 8 times the subscribers, I would feel that frustration, and I'd be sitting out there right now making a video about how I'm leaving the fandom because I just can't deal with it anymore. I don't know, man. Everyone I've talked to has been pretty awesome. I sort of understand the fandom as a whole, not necessarily the people I see in my comments. There's a lot of, I hate to use a word, maybe spaghetti. I don't know. It just seems to be prevalent throughout, and what I mean by that is, it's just hard to define. It might just be immaturity, you know? It might just be a lack of maturity, and as a really old guy in this fandom, really, I'm one of the old guys. You know, in Jesse's video, he was listing off a bunch of, he was dividing people up into groups in the fandom, and I unfortunately believe I belong in the last group, the people too old for the fandom. I don't know if you can really be too old for Pony, but I'm in my mid-30s, you know, be honest. Most of you guys listening and watching this video, are much younger than me. You know, I don't even watch cartoons, right? The only cartoon I really watched on a regular basis before this was South Park, and that's like never on anymore. But all I watch, I don't even play video games, you know, and I know that's pretty much anathema to say to this audience, is that I don't watch any other cartoons and I don't play video games, you know. Sorry. But that's just, I don't like it, you know. I don't derive any enjoyment from it. I've got a busy life, as I told you about. I barely have time to watch stuff on TV like Game of Thrones, which is actually a really awesome show based on an awesome book series, which actually I own some of them. I don't know, somewhere in here. Yeah, I got too many books. Anyway, it's an awesome book series, awesome movie, or TV show. There are a number of other great TV shows out, like Mike Judge's Silicon Valley is freaking hilarious. If you guys know anything about technology or the industry, or if you've ever worked in IT, you will watch that and just get a freaking kick out of it, okay? Awesome stuff. Yeah, there are other shows. I don't watch any cartoons, though. These are all drama shows. These are, you know, actors and crap, you know, and sets and shit like that. So yeah, I just don't really watch cartoons. For me, Pony is something that is really special. You know, it's not something I would normally do, and so maybe I just don't have a lot of experience in these fandoms. You know, the only other fandom I've been in is maybe the Lord of the Rings Tolkien fandom, and we're talking back in the 90s, well before the movies, so maybe I just don't get it. You know, but there are some people in the fandom who do take it maybe to a level that's uncomfortable. There are people who come up to me and approach me on Skype, luckily not in real life, but on Skype, and say some crazy stuff to me, and I don't know how the heck to respond to these people. I'm not even that horse famous. I mean, you know, regardless of what the shirt says, yeah, thanks General Capper, regardless of what the shirt says, I'm nothing, man. I've got like 1,300 subscribers, which I don't want to belittle it, because that is an awesome accomplishment. You know, I feel awesome that so many of you guys want to watch my crap. But at the same time, it's like, it's nothing in the big scheme of things. So I can only imagine that if I did have 8 times more, even 80 times more, I probably would be overwhelmed with a lot more stuff than I currently handle. So maybe these guys are right in leaving the fandom. I don't know. A lot of people have also been talking about, with this whole leaving the fandom thing, is the whole positivity versus negativity. A lot of the people, this was Tommy's, I guess, thing was, you can't be negative about the show, and if you are, then people just jump on you and just attack you for being negative. And I sort of understand that fear. For me, if you watch my videos, if you watch my reviews, if you watch my analyses, you'll see that I'm not negative very often. Part of it is because as a person, I try not to be negative. I find that if you're negative, that can sort of affect your life, you know, and I've always tried to be a little more positive than negative. Let's just mark that up to being young and reading Celestine Prophecy and taking it way too seriously, because trust me, complete bullshit. But, you know, there are some good stuff to be learned from books like that. So anyway, I try not to be too negative, so I'm not often negative on the show. On top of it, the worst My Little Pony episode possible is still better than the best episode of most other shows out there. And I'm sure, positive, that goes for all cartoons, including Gravity Falls and definitely Steven Universe. Holy shit. I would take the worst MLP episode over any of those shows, any day of the week, or anything else on Cartoon Network. You know, I just, those shows are crap. My Little Pony is awesome, you know, it's got me into it. Who the hell would have thought that would happen? I certainly didn't. That says something about the show, and I've actually tried watching some of those other shows I mentioned. None of them grabbed me like Pony. So, there's a lot to say about this show and about this franchise that you can't really just discount and just say, you know, you can be negative. Sure, you could be negative in a review about an episode. There are some not so good episodes, but you know what? At the end of the day, when I'm trying to write my analyses, I'm looking at those episodes and I'm saying, you know what? It had its faults, but this is still a good episode. I mean, let's look at this Griffin episode that last aired. It was kind of annoying that they brought back Gilda and this whole Griffin idea and all this crap. But you know what? So much of the episode was kind of cool. The whole resolution of what was brought about in season, what was it, 1, I guess, when Gilda first showed up. We resolved that conflict. I mean, how the hell? That is some pretty awesome writing, I think. Also, at the beginning, the Twilight scenes were cute as hell, man. Seeing Twilight so butthurt over not being invited to go to the Griffin top village place with her friends was pretty funny. I mean, I imagine that is how Twiley would react in that situation of it. Sorry, Twiley. I just got her yesterday. I spent like way too much money on plushes yesterday, like $100, and this is one of them. It's a big tie. It's pretty awesome. Anyway. Where was I? I go off on standards. Anyway. So I try to be positive in my reviews of the episodes. I'm sure you guys have noticed that. I try not to be too negative, but at the same time, I don't really see a whole lot to be negative about. It's okay to say, you know, they did this wrong or they did this wrong. Some reviewers and analysts, I'm thinking of, in particular, the Equestrian Now podcast I did with Anthony C. and the other guys there. Anthony C. went off on a lot of nitpicks that were crazy. Why would you even care about some of these? They don't affect the show. They don't affect the plot. You've got to understand at some level the reason why they didn't allow Spike to come along. Duh, it doesn't work for their story. I mean, how else do you want them to write that? You want, like, Spike to get sick, or you want him to get capped in the head or something? I mean, what the fuck? How else are you going to do this? I don't know. So. Anyway, I think I've covered what I wanted to say on this issue. How much the show means to me personally, it's a pretty big thing in my life, as you probably know. If the show went away tomorrow and nobody ever wanted to watch my pony videos anymore, and I got sick of making them, because trust me, I'd still probably make them at least for a while, you know what? I'd stop making videos, period. I'm not in here to make money. I've got a full-time job. I'm making decent amounts of money. You know, I'm not going to mention any number of figures or anything, but I'm making money. I don't need the show to survive. I don't need YouTube to survive. I'm doing this because I love Pony, and I love sharing my thoughts with the fandom. With all you guys. So, you know, if it goes away, it goes away. I'll be sad, but it's not the end of the world. I don't need to move on to some other genre and start reviewing something else and trying to keep my YouTube fame alive. You know, if it goes away with the show, it goes away with the show. So what? It was fun while it lasted, right? Enjoy the ride while it lasts. That's what I'm saying. Yo. Anyway. Okay. God, I've talked for way too long, I'm sure. Last thing I wanted to talk about was Keyframe. Particularly the Keygate episode thing went on. Oh, man. For this, I'm going to get a drink. I will be right back. You wait right there. Oh, man. Okay, sorry to keep you guys waiting. Let's make sure this thing's even still recording. Good, I even still have battery left. I've been talking 25 minutes. Hopefully this doesn't take another 25 minutes. Now, I've been saving this cider, or Cidre, for a while. I've got a few more drinks, a few more bottles. I don't drink, okay? I never drink at all. I don't really like feeling drunk. I don't like the next morning either. But you know what? I'm thirsty, so. Plus, this topic might need a little bit of social lubricant. Actually, tastes pretty good. I haven't tried any of the other... Whoa, it's hitting me. I also, even for a man of my size, very low tolerance for alcohol. Very, very low tolerance. Believe it or not, this is probably enough. Man, made with hand-picked apples. That's pretty cool, eh? Whoa. Oh, man. So, Keyframe. I first met Keyframe when she joined the Rift. I remember the day I was running around doing a bunch of stuff with my girlfriend. And all of a sudden A and Y started popping in, and all these calls started happening in the Rift, and apparently hundreds of people joined the call. There's just so many people, and Keyframe joined. Awesome. I got to talk to her a little bit. She seems... Actually, it was quite a bit at the beginning. She seemed pretty cool. She seemed sort of... I liked her. I mean, she seemed pretty sincere. She seemed to really want to do something in the community. She never really had much content, though, out there. She never really put out much content. Oh, man. That's Cidre. Ooh, hello. So she never really put out much content. But, yeah, she was kind of cool. I knew even though back then when she joined the Rift, which is almost a year ago, I think, that she had issues at home. You know, you could see in the Skype calls, she'd get yelled at a lot, and she wouldn't mute her mic, which was kind of annoying. And she wouldn't mute her mic when someone comes into her room and starts yelling at her. Whatever. It annoys me about Skype, period. Like, I don't know, I'm just always so aware when my mic's not on mute. Okay, tangent, sorry. Anyway, so... I knew stuff was up. You know, I personally, growing up, had a pretty bad time of it. I had a lot of verbal abuse from my mother. My father wasn't there. He was divorced. My mom and dad were divorced. My mom was pretty stressed. You know, and I don't want to sound like an apologist here for my mom, but, I mean, she was really stressed. She was raising 2 boys on her own, working full-time, trying to make ends meet. You know, there were days when we didn't have power because she couldn't afford to pay the light bill. It would go a few days. I recall reading Lord of the Rings at night by flashlight in my room. We didn't have electricity, you know. Obviously, this would drive her to the bar. You know, she spent most of her evenings at the bar, which was luckily or unluckily 2 blocks away. So literally, she could walk there, though she often drove, which doesn't seem very smart. She spent a lot of time at the bar. During the summer and breaks, she'd often take us up to Detroit and just drop us off, go back down and just party like a fucker, you know? Because it's, you know, spring break! So I had a tough time, man. I had pretty tough growing up. I had a Christmas where my mom never showed up. She showed up, I think, you know, she left sometime Christmas Eve evening. Okay, apparently my camera died. I don't know. Seems like the battery's fine, but took the opportunity for another drink. Pretty good. Anyway, where was I? My mom's boyfriend. Anyway, he was a bitch too. My mom was a bitch. Everyone's a bitch, big fat bitch, bitchy bitch in the bitch. Anyway. Keyframe. Saw a tweet from Toon Critic Y2K who said, "These people, well, maybe I'm too far ahead. Keyframe happens, right? The Wilstonator and Eliora make a video asking for donations so that Keyframe can move out of her house, can move out of the abusive situation she was living in. And they implied at the end of this video, I think it was Eliora, maybe it was the Wilsonator, who said, "We need to help Keyframe before it's too late." Okay. What the hell does that mean? What the fuck does it mean to say we need to help her before it's too late? I think most sensible people would infer from that her life is in jeopardy. Well, fuck, dog. We're fucking bronies, yo. We're not gonna let one of our own go fucking down, okay? So what happens? Within a day, $9,000 is raised. Fucking epic. Amazing. $9,000 raised. A day. So where do we go from here? Let's make a GoFundMe. You know, not a GoFundMe too. You gotta put a limit. So they made the limit $15,000 on top of the $9,000. Wow. They started to get flack for this. Obviously. The donations continued to roll in. People started making videos about it. I know Sheldon made a video and put it up on the Pony Tonight channel about it. How the fuck do you need $24,000 to move out of your family's house? When I turned 18, well, before I even turned 18, I knew I wanted out of that house, okay? I saved up money. I saved up a ton of money. I bought myself a fucking car, okay? I didn't even have my license when I was 18. You know what I did? I went out and got my damn license. I did everything I could to get that because I knew I needed it. Because you know what my plan was? To get out. Number one, I was giving up school. You know what? I couldn't go to school straight out of high school. I couldn't go to college. You want to know why? I needed out of the situation I was in. So you know what I did? I saved up money. I worked my ass off as a fucking cashier in a grocery store. And the cashiers at grocery stores don't get paid a whole lot of money, I'm sorry to tell you. I worked my ass off. I saved up money. I bought a shitty car that was good enough to drive me. I took $500 I had saved. $500. And my shitty car. And I drove 2,500 miles across the fucking country to get away from my mother. That is what I did. I moved out. I did it on my own. So Keyframe, first day, $9,000. That's 18 times the amount I had when I moved out. So what are they gonna do? GoFundMe, $15,000 more. Let's get 25K up in this bitch. What the hell, man? Did they not expect this sort of response? I was considering donating, you know? Within an hour or two, I heard that she had already gotten one donation for $1,000. I'm like, you know what? She's done. She's got it. Why should I donate? If there was a total up there before they went to GoFundMe, if there was a total that said, hey man, we raised $3,000, $4,000, I bet you a lot of donations would have stopped because you know what? That is plenty to move out of your parents' house and move across the country. Plenty to comfortably do it. Easily. That's not what happened. You know what happened? They continued to ask for more money. That is what happened. They ended up lowering the amount they were asking for in GoFundMe because of the response. They lowered it to $5,000 extra. So a total of $14,000, right? They fulfilled the GoFundMe. And that's all everyone's heard about it yet, so far. You know what's true, though? They actually raised closer, I think, around $20,000 is what I'm hearing from various sources in the community. But the fact of the matter is now, everything's very hush-hush on this situation. Keyframe hasn't come out and said, hey guys, I've raised X number of dollars. Nobody's come out and said, hey, the Wilsonator Eliora, awesome job, you guys. But why haven't you guys come out and said, this is the total amount raised? This is how many people donated. Wonderful. Let's celebrate the community. They haven't. They're being very secretive about it. And that breeds contention, okay? You don't be secret about this amount of money. Especially when it's coming from the fandom. What the fuck? So, people have given their hard-earned money. Trust me, I'm sure most of these bronies had to work pretty damn hard to make their money. They've given it to Keyframe. $20,000 worth, at least. Probably more. It's been a week. As far as we know, she's still living with her mother. Why don't you guys go ahead and let that sink in, okay? What is it, June 6th, 7th, 8th? I don't know what the fuck it is. She should have graduated already. If not, she should be pretty damn close. She should at least have her goddamn airplane ticket bought. We haven't heard anything about that. Has she bought an airline ticket? Is she got a plan? What is her plan? Does she have a budget? Is there a budget to spend this money? We don't know. How much money is going to go to the move? How much money is going to go to school? Does she know how much money she's going to need for an apartment? Does she know how much money she's putting aside for food? Does she know how much money she's putting aside for transportation? Is she going to need to buy a car? All we've heard so far is that she promises not to spend it on luxuries. One man's luxury is another man's necessity. How the hell do we know what's a luxury to her and what's not? We don't! All we know is that if she really needs a computer, she's gonna buy a used laptop. She promises a used laptop. $20,000 at the age of 18. Just think about that. I don't know, maybe some of you guys are younger than 18. I know when I was 18, I was nowhere near. Now, I'm not gonna say I'm mature with money now, but when I was 18, it was even worse, okay? Even worse. Oh man. Let's not get into that. So Keyframe, man. Keygate. This Keyframe shit. I've been in that situation. You know, Toon Critic tweeted out and said, people talking shit about Keyframe, yo. They best be looking at themselves and saying, yo, what if I were in that situation? Well, you know what? I was in that situation. And you know what I did? I worked my fucking ass off. And I made it. I am successful today because I worked hard. I wish Keyframe only the best. I do not wish her any ill will at all. I want her to succeed. I want her to move out of her negative situation into a more positive situation. I want her to go to school. I want her to do well in school. I want her to find a well-paying job afterwards. But giving her $20,000, that's not the answer, man. I worry what's going to happen, and I hope I'm completely wrong on this. She's going to take that money with fully good intentions. I do not believe she's doing any of this out of ill will or malice. She's going to take that money, she's going to move to California, she's going to start going to school, she's going to run out of money. Because let me tell you, 24K or 20K or whatever the fuck it is, it's a lot of money. But it's not enough to last more than maybe a year. And I worry after that year's up, after she's out of money, guess where she's going to end up again? I'll take a drink while you guys think. That's right. If you guessed her mom's house again, you'd be right. Maybe I'm wrong on this. I hope I'm wrong. Like I said, I'm wishing her the best. But I'm also a realist. I sort of follow the whole trust but verify thing. If I were handling this situation right now, if I were to listen to her Keyframe or Eliora and I were advising her on this, I would tell her, listen, this money, you have really two options at this point. Number one, become fucking transparent as hell. You go out there and you make some Google Doc spreadsheet showing, this is how much money I've made. This is my budget. Here's a spreadsheet showing my budget, what I'm planning on spending it on in the next year or 2 years or 3 years. Next sheet. Here's what I'm actually spending it on. Here are the purchases I'm making, the amounts of money. Here's how much I spent on my plane ticket. You know what, did I buy a $300 plane ticket? Or did I go ahead and go first class? Because fuck man, let's hold up in this biatch. Yeah! I can get me a fucking $2,000 first class ticket, yeah! What's she gonna do? What is she gonna do? I don't know. I don't know. Honestly, I don't know her well enough to know what she'd do with a shit ton of money like this. It's basically like winning the lottery. I mean, it's not like $1 million lottery, but it's a pretty decent amount. And most people who get a decent amount of money like this in such a quick amount of time, especially of that age, blow it. Maybe she's the exception. Whatever. I don't know, man. The other option, I said there was 2 options. The other one is real easy. So you know what, guys? I love the support you've given me. It's freaking awesome, because it is freaking awesome. It's fucking awesome. Fuck that shit. It's fucking awesome what everyone's done. How much money they've been able to give her. I think this is most than most other Brony charity shit that's gone on. It's a shit ton of money. Listen, guys. I really only need $2,000, $3,000 of this money. I've done a budget, right? And I figured out how much I need. I need $3 grand. So I'm going to go ahead and take $3 grand, and I'm going to take the remaining amount of money, and I'm going to donate it to a real charity, so that people who really need this money will get it. Like there's a lot of Brony charities out there that, whoa. I cannot hold my beer. You think so? There's plenty of Brony's charities out there that she could go to and help. And she could do a lot of fucking good with that money. That would be an awesome thing to do. That would be epic, in my opinion. I'm not there. You know? Hey, it only takes me slightly longer than it took her to make that amount of money. Working full-time. I'm just saying. It's not that big amount to me. Like it is to most of you out there, working your asses off. Maybe you even gave her some money. $20K is probably almost a year's worth of salary for you. And if I were you, I'd be pissed off. I've talked to other people. I've tried to bring this up with them. Oh man, I'm starting to get, yeah. Ah man, I do not like being drunk. The whole head thing. Anyway, I tried bringing this up with a mayor friend. You know what she told me? She told me to shut the fuck up. You wanna know why? Maybe this is way too personal. Fuck, I'm probably gonna get in trouble. I'm probably gonna cut this. It's bullshit, man. There are people out there hurting for money in this community. There are people out there who really need the fucking money. Not me. God damn, not me. Don't give me that shit. Because with money comes actually responsibilities, which I don't know if Keyframe's old enough to know this yet. Like, you know, I should put enough aside to pay the taxes when that comes due. I put aside about 6 G's if I were you, and you're going to keep the whole amount. Nobody knows how much taxes really are until you start to make real money. Anyway, there are people out there like the Burning Donut. The Burning Donut's been living on the fucking street for almost a year. He's a wonderful artist. He used to be a host on the Pony Tonight podcast until he lost his fucking home. He's lived out of homeless shelters most of this time. Homeless shelters. Do any of you know what it's like to live in a homeless shelter? There might be a handful of people watching this video who do. Instead of giving money to this guy, who could probably use it to, I don't know, live, you're giving it to someone who's already got $20K and is still choosing to stay at home. With a mom and dad a mom who might get drunk and be abused. If you notice, I'm not abusing anyone here. I'm actually a happy drunk, sometimes a sad drunk. I'm never an angry drunk, though. God, no. Instead of staying at home, Keyframe has a stable situation that might be a shitty situation. Burning Donut is in a shitty situation that is not stable. Fuck him. Fuck him. Why give him money when we can give Keyframe money? Why give Knickers money up in Canada? She's like an analyst, you know? She's been on a couple podcasts as a host. Why give her any money, you know? She's just struggling to get by and even buy food every month sometimes. Trying to get a better job than what she's currently got, you know? Why give her money? Fuck her. Why give... There's this dude, many of you might not know, BTB, man. Bad Tuck Bunny or Edison Light. There's fandom names. You live in the fuck out in Guam, right? Sounds pretty awesome, huh? Except when you realize Guam is really in the middle of fucking nowhere. If you wanted to get off that fucking island, I think he said something like $2,000 or $3,000 just to get off the island. Imagine that. Being trapped on a small island, not able to leave unless you pay that much money, even for a vacation. He's working his ass off, making shit money at a job. Everyone out there, most of you guys are probably working your ass off. And, you know, I understand why you guys would be butthurt over this. I'm not butthurt over it for the whole money thing, because like I said, I'm okay with money, okay? I'm okay nowadays. I found my money limit, unlike my drinking limit. But, yeah. So Keyframe girl, you still watching this shit? And do the right thing, yo. I know you got it in you. I know you will. Okay. Okay. God, it's hot in here. This is what I don't like about drinking too. It fills up the whole, makes you, God damn it.
Welcome back to tonight's edition of the news. We begin again with the troubling story of a massacre earlier this week in Littlehorn, where a zebra.
What do they put in this shit, man? It does taste good. Such as these, you guys ever seen this shit, man? Check that shit out, man. Swarovski fucking crystals in there, yo. Fucking light show. Fucking dental scritch, yo. She don't say a goddamn word, though. That's cool, though. She don't say a word, huh? That's fucked up, man. I tell you what, man, my girl no whacking. My girl no whacking, man, she doesn't give this pony a fucking kick-ass voice, yo. Kick-ass voice. Kick-ass voice, yo. Yeah. Oh, man, fuck me. Fuck. Fuck. Anyway. All your bronies out there, yo. All your bronies. Whatever they say nowadays. Listen, guys. Girls. Other kid. Be cool, yo. You know? Fucking, I know, for some reason, some of you guys think the whole love and tolerate thing is a joke. I don't, man. I fucking do my best to love and tolerate as much as possible, man. Damn. Loving is pretty fucking easy, man. I get trolls on my videos all the time. All you do, man, you come at a troll with love. You come at a troll from a place of sincere love and empathy, and you know what they do? You know what a troll does? They don't know what the fuck to do, man. It is hilarious. Holy shit. Oh, man, you get somebody saying, oh, I don't like pony, blah, blah. It's just like, man, it's cool, man. I still love you, man. Brohoof. Fucking brohoof, yo. Brohoof. Brohoof. Bro on my hoof. Bro on my hoof. Yeah. Do I even have this fucking Zoom right, man? I've probably been doing this wrong the whole time, huh? Ha, ha. Ha, ha. Ha, ha. Ha, ha. Yeah, I set up the scene, right? I set up the scene. I had the zoom all right. And my fucking camera turns the fuck off and fucks it all up, so. I'm sorry, guys. You had it zoomed out. Maybe I can edit that shit in post, yo. I can edit that shit in post. I can edit videos. You know, I did not know how to edit videos before I started making videos. You know, the first videos I made were fucking straight up just recording on my camera here and fucking uploading them to YouTube. Yeah. Oh, you guys probably haven't even watched that shit. There's probably like 3 of you out. God damn. I should do this more often. Making videos while drunk is a lot better. I'm not even drunk though, I'm just buzzed. I think I'm just buzzed. It's just like, you know, the liquor just whoop. Oh shit, I should drink some water too, man. Anyway, I didn't know how to edit videos. I got the fandom to thank for all this shit. I learned so much, man. you know, I started off, like I said, not even editing. And I moved to Movie Maker, right? I did some shit in Movie Maker. I found it pretty fucking fast, though. Movie Maker is shit. I couldn't do layers, you know, I wanted to do layers because I noticed I was trying to use an analytical eye. Because I'm a fucking analyst, yo. You know what I'm saying? Tried to use me an analytical eye. It's my girl, Twiley. Probably use me an analytical eye to look at these videos and be like, shit, dog. Why won't you stay, man? How are they doing this shit? How are they making their character move around the screen? And I realized real quick what it was. I knew they were using layers. See, even drunk, look at that fucking reaction, man. Shit, dog. Shit. Anyway. They were using layers. So I went around and I saw everyone talking about Sony Vegas, right? And I'm like, that's shit, man. I want Vegas. It sounds stupid. So I fucking got this Corel Video Studio. It's okay, I did a few videos in that. And I realized, you know what? What do real people use? And it ends up, they do use Vegas. A lot of you, most of you guys, so if you're watching this and you make videos, you use Vegas. For some reason, I went down the rabbit hole of Premiere Pro and Adobe. I think it was price. I think they had a better pricing structure. Because I didn't want to... I'm not going to say I don't pirate, because I do. Oops, who edited that in? But anyway, I want to pay for it, you know. All my editing shit, I pay for. My editing software. I think this is going to be the drunken babbling part of this video. Because I think I'm done talking about Keyframe. So, damn man, I don't like being drunk. I don't like this feeling at all. Holy shit. I didn't know anything, man. And if it weren't for the fandom, I would never try to start making videos on YouTube. And if it weren't for making videos on YouTube, I would never have met some of the awesome people I met in the fandom. And people like... I'm not going to start naming names. If you start to name names, you'll start to leave people off. When you start to leave people off, shit hits the fan, man. Shit hits the fan. It's the fan. Shit falling off. I think this video is probably about an hour long now. I'll give you what you've all been looking for. There. You happy? You happy? You happy? You got me drunk. You know, fucking Jesse Wood. Jesse Wood is one of the big reasons why I fucking started making videos. So, I give him mad props. He makes it look so fucking easy. You know what? That shit he does? Holy shit, I was watching his Horseshoe finale again today. One of the first songs, he fucking lined up exactly when it ended. So it was on beat, it was on cadence with the words he was saying. Because he ended up saying something like, "This is a sentence." And the fucking song ended. Do. This is a... I know that shit wasn't on accident. That's what fucking amazes me, man. Oh, man. He's underappreciated, man. It was all fucking parody. We all knew that, though. I thought we all knew that. I mean, I guess the less... Okay, I wanted to say this word all video, okay? It sort of lost some of its meaning. But you know what? I'm drunk enough now. I'm going to start talking about it. Autism. You know, autism is a real disorder that affects millions of people, right? And a lot of people in this community and online generally use it as an insult. They say, "Hey man, you got autism." Or "You sound autistic." I don't know. But then some people take that insult and internalize it. They internalize these insults into themselves. They say, you know what? That guy out there calling that other person autistic, I am insulted. Because you know what? Maybe I have autism. or Asperger's, or some other disorder on the autism spectrum. So that's affecting me now. So I'm gonna be offended. That's one of the secrets they don't tell you though, guys. I'm gonna tell you right now the secret for free. Free, easy secret, easy secret. This will make your life so much more fulfilling, so much happier. It's fucking tough to internalize, but once you internalize the secret, it's amazing, man. Are you ready? You ready? Come closer. You can choose whether or not something someone else says offends you.
Only for you, Dash.
I know, right? It's up to you. People can't offend you without your consent. That's amazing! When you realize that, when you realize every time you've taken offense to something, it has been with your full fucking consent. 100% your consent. You have wanted to be offended by that. When you realize that, it is so free. When you come to that realization, you realize, holy shit, all this time I've been getting upset over this. You know what? I don't have to be upset over it. I can choose not to be offended. You hear the fucking hallelujah chorus. Hallelujah. You're welcome.
I'll never get that lame thing out of my
Seriously, man. The whole artistic thing, where it comes from, it doesn't come from a place of full and complete maliciousness. It comes from a place where some of the main symptoms of autism, the whole the whole not being able to understand it or process social cues, not being able to, simple things like not getting jokes or sarcasm. This is kind of the reason why I think I may have had some of the autisms when I was younger, because I did not understand sarcasm at all. I took every single thing someone said to me when I was growing up as fucking literal truth. People would make fun of me, just trying to be friendly. Sometimes that's the way some people do it, is they make fun of people. And you know what I do? I'd internalize that shit and I'd get offended. Every single time. And it wasn't until well after high school, believe it or not, it wasn't until I was in my 20s, I realized that if I just joked around with these people back, they were really joking with me to begin with. And I'd make a fucking new friend. And after all, isn't friendship fucking magic? Don't you see? If someone calls you autistic, or someone calls someone else you know, or something else you do, or something else someone else does autistic, don't get offended. Take that as a chance to be their friend. And when you're someone's friend, sometimes you find that that person is not the evil demon you thought they were. They're actually kind of cool. See? It's easy. It's easy, man. This is why I believe in love. Love and power.